Z Broly is a very misunderstood character when it comes to power in the Dragon Ball series. Is he a fraud that caps at Cell Saga tier, or is he a character who is so strong that he could one-shot Vegeta, Gogeta, and everyone from Dragon Ball Z?
If you were to ask me if I'm joking, I would tell you with a straight face that no, I am not. That is how misunderstood Z Broly is within the Dragon Ball vs. Battle community. Some people in the fandom keep overhyping Broly to the most absolutely bullshit limits, or people who just straight up disrespect him to the lowest level possible. And none of that really makes sense if you actually put your thinking caps on and understand what's going on if you watch the show. But for this video, I will be addressing all of the misinformation about Broly's scaling, and I will be giving you guys the true power scale for how strong Z Broly actually is. To understand Broly's scaling in movie 8, another thing that we have to clarify is that the movies are in fact canon. More importantly, to the anime continuity, not the manga. Let's not, get that confused. You can watch that in my movies canon video for more analysis and information, and then you can come back to this video. But if you already watched the video, that's cool, I guess. Anyway, starting off with movie 8, Broly destroys South Galaxy. South Galaxy is a quadrant of the infinite universe in Dragon Ball. And since destroying 1/4 of infinity is still infinity, this would scale Broly to high universal, or potentially even universal plus, since he outscales Namek Frieza, who is going to destroy the entire universe. Now, what's the difference between universe and entire universe? Well, the difference is that the phrase entire universe would include the spatio-temporal construction of the universe, the spatio-temporal axes or time-space that makes up that universe. So that would be included. This would have Broly at 4th dimensional levels of AP with infinite speed, since being able to destroy 1/2 of infinity is still infinity, and since he, basically did it pretty easily in literally verily any time, this would mean that he has infinite speed. But where does he stack up against the inverse? Well, in my opinion, he could probably beat Perfect Cell, and I'll get into my reasoning as to why. So, in the Broly movie, he was able to curb stomp every single Z fighter there, and this is literally just taking place like a few days or maybe even a day before the battle with Cell. So the power gap between Cell Saga Goku here and Cell Saga Goku at the Cell games is not even that far off, and Broly easily curb stomped both him and Gohan. And the only reason Broly lost was because it's implied that Goku's punch against Broly is described as a miracle. It shouldn't have happened. It's a complete miracle, aka bullshit is the reason why Goku won against Broly. And when Broly was beating the ass of every single Z fighter, he wasn't even at full power. He was literally holding back. So yes, Broly literally just holding back is stronger than all of the Z fighters at their full power. Just imagine what full power Broly is capable of. There are also plenty of guidebook statements that say that Broly is the strongest enemy, which is in reference to his movie 8 self, which would make him stronger than Perfect Cell. Well, I wouldn't necessarily say super Perfect Cell because this takes place before Gohan's fight with Cell, so this is before all of that, Cell explosion, super Perfect Cell awakening shenanigans. But hey, you can argue he's above super Perfect Cell if you want to use the Daizenshu, which came out after Cell achieved his super perfect form. I think the one way you can get Cell above Broly is with the whole, he has regeneration, that sort of thing, so it would be kind of difficult for movie 8 Broly to take down Cell. But if he does pull off something strong enough, or if you can argue his strength inverse-wise, there's ways you can get Broly above super perfect Cell. In movie 10, Broly comes back to fight the Z fighters after being awakened from Goten's crime. He would be basically the strongest character there, and absolutely no one could stand up to him, except when Goku, who is dead, Gohan, and Goten combined all of their Kamehamehas into one to defeat Broly. Now, if you look at this fight from the very surface, it should appear very easy to power scale. However, there are a lot of problems from the fandom that have been going around for quite some time. For starters, one of the arguments is a statement from Gohan that states that Broly is just as bad as a monster as ever, as a way to say that Broly from movie 10 is equal to Broly from movie 8. However, this statement is interpreted very, very badly, as it would just mean that Broly is just as evil or malicious as he was back in movie 8. Being just as evil does not equate to being just as strong as he was back then. In fact, there are actually multiple statements that imply that Broly got a Zenkai boost or got even stronger than he did back in movie 8. Another terrible argument I've also heard is that Gohan is just using Super Saiyan. Now the thing is, it's kind of true, I guess, because we never actually see him use the lightning that, signifies the difference between Super Saiyan 1 and Super Saiyan 2. However, there are official sketches and artwork with text over them that signifies and confirms that Gohan is using Super Saiyan 2 against Broly. So I guess it really was an animation mistake. Also, why on God's green earth would Gohan be holding back Super Saiyan 2 after getting straight back shots from Broly straight to the back over and over and over. Now, I think it's very possible for Broly to beat characters like Dabura from the Buu Saga, or just be relative to him if you really want to lowball it, but I think that's where Broly stops at best within the Dragon Ball inverse scaling. And I know that may sound controversial to say for a character like Broly, who is typically considered one of the strongest characters within all of Dragon Ball, but the thing is, right, I haven't seen any considerable feats or scaling that gets Broly to anywhere beyond the Buu Saga or at Buu Saga levels of strength. And to get the elephant out of the room, I know Koyama has said multiple times that Broly is the strongest character within the TV anime, but the problem with Koyama is that what he's saying contains a lot of contradictions from the source material and himself. One example comes from an interview on Twitter where Koyama confirms that all Dragon Ball Z movies from 1 through 13 exist in the same timeline. And in Dragon Ball Z movie 11, Goku is sent to go fight Bio Broly, who is causing havoc in Hell in movie 11, and in the movie afterwards, Hell is seen perfectly fine. And the only way for Hell to be perfectly fine before Janemba arrives is if Goku defeats Broly, or if Broly is somehow suddenly killed. And using logical reasoning, this would have to mean that Goku killed Broly. He actually beat Broly, and there would be no other way for Broly to have died here. So yeah, you could just argue via Occam's razor that Goku beat Broly, and if you guys don't know what Occam's razor is, it means that the simplest conclusion is usually the best. So in all logical areas, this would be the case that Goku in fact killed Broly, which debunks the whole concept of, oh, Broly is the strongest character ever, and Koyama literally debunked himself. And to debunk the whole Broly is the strongest in the TV anime thing, that is straight false. Because the thing is, we actually get a comparison of Gogeta and Vegito is confirmed to be stronger than Gogeta. And Gogeta beat Janemba, who is stronger than movie 11 Goku, who beat Broly. And Vegito is a TV anime exclusive character. So even characters from the TV anime are blatantly confirmed to be stronger than Broly with just some basic chain scaling knowledge. And the funniest part about this whole Koyama Broly thing is that there are multiple official sources that have multiple official statements that completely go against Koyama's agenda. V-Jump, Goku is the strongest warrior in movie 11. Old Toei website, Janemba is the #1 strongest movie villain. Like seriously, I can go on and on about how many sources I can find that contradicts Koyama's idea that Broly's the strongest character. Like there must have been some sort of gigantic studio beef talking about which character is stronger based off of how much they meat right them. In the end, it is a little disappointing that Broly doesn't actually get as far as some people think. And yes, I did say that it's disappointing because he's my favorite character. And we can accurately pinpoint the scaling because the movies are actually canon. And I have said it like over 1 million times at this point, but you can watch my movies canon video to find out. Oh my goodness. I should stop doing that. As for power scaling wise, I have Broly at Universal Plus with infinite speed. And yes, I have seen some arguments that could get Broly to low multiversal or even 5th dimensional. And I didn't really account those for this video because I haven't really looked into it with that much consideration, but maybe I will if you guys really want me to. Because, you know, I have been seeing some complaints that Dragon Ball Z is severely downplayed in the big 2025, so maybe I might look into it. But yeah, that's all I got for this video. See ya. And by the way, thank you guys so much for growing my channel. We are almost at 500 subscribers. All we gotta do is just get another 100 in, and we got that, guys. Thank you very much, and it's been great being with y'all. My channel just recently started, and you guys have delivered with peak.